Right now, our estuary is essentially dead.
We need to really solve this problem now.
Basically, it's raw sewage that's going in the ocean.
The Pacific Ocean's not looking too good on many occasions. Some very bad and disgusting things happen.
Since World War II, the city of Tijuana, Mexico, has seen its population grow from 60,000 residents to around 2.3 million today.
This exponential growth has strained the city's infrastructure, so many homes in Tijuana lack access to proper wastewater treatment facilities, forcing them to dump their sewage directly into the river.
Another source of pollution formed in 1992 when NAFTA, a trade agreement between the US, Mexico, and Canada, spurred many foreign companies to build factories in Mexico. However, few complied with waste disposal regulations and instead dumped hazardous waste into the Tijuana River. Over the decades, these two factors have caused substantial environmental damage to Mexico and the United States, especially to the residents of Imperial Beach, a coastal border city in America.
Well, the environment has certainly changed, where we would go into the ocean on a daily basis after work or on weekends. We'd be down there. It's been almost 2 years since October 2nd of 22 that we haven't been able to go in. The environment is definitely been degraded quite a bit.
What's really polluting our coast right now is the main Tijuana River. Nothing is being collected or diverted or treated that is flowing through the Tijuana River. The Tijuana River is the most severe and serious source of pollution to us. It's not just sewage. It's heavy metals, carcinogenic chemicals, pathogens, solid waste, and excess sediment that's polluting not just our coast, but also the Tijuana River Valley and the estuary as well.
The Tijuana River National Estuary and Research Reserve protects and researches the 1,750 square mile Tijuana River watershed, which has been polluted by the Tijuana River. At the reserve, scientists sample river water and survey the estuary's ecology.
There's no oxygen, nothing lives, nothing survives. That has a cascading impact through the whole ecosystems right now. So at a ecological level, this is absolutely devastating. You have the National Estuary and Research Reserve. It has all these decades and decades of monitoring program that have been put into place that monitor these things. They're seeing conditions they have never experienced before in this area.
Fish sampling this last year, probably like in February, March, and they didn't find almost any fish, which is very uncommon. We have some fish, but not like zero, and that was very alarming to us. We have some staff that have said that they have seen a lot less insects, but the birds and the plants seem to be doing okay.
The water has been so polluted that a lot of these programs that have been funded by many different universities and researchers, they are no longer coming down because it's not safe for the researchers to do these monitoring work.
The first documented instance of chemical warfare was the use of sulfur dioxide, and that's what we're living with every single day. We basically have a chronic cough when we're here. We go somewhere else for like a week or so, our cough disappears. We come back, our cough comes back.
The sewage crisis also affects San Ysidro, a district of the city of San Diego that borders Mexico. San Ysidro officials have warned residents of the contamination.
Last year, they sent out like this email to all the residents, and it said that the water was contaminated. I think it had like E. coli and I don't know what else, but we were not allowed to drink the water. Like even if you were gonna wash dishes, like it had to be like steaming hot water.
Retired pediatrician Tom Sinati, a member of IB Empowered, worries about potential health impacts of the sewage on border communities, especially the children.
The most vulnerable to get sick are the children and elderly and immunocompromised. They're in the soil and the water, and they breathe faster than adults do, and they play, they're active, and they may scrape themselves, and so they're, for a lot of reasons, higher risk too. So many other communities in Tijuana are kind of off the water grid. They kind of get their own source of water that is not really potable, and their poor people just get so sick. And I think that can contribute to, so they're like chronically have gastrointestinal infections too because of the bad water. And then kids are often, they're lower to the ground. They're inevitably the only thing that's talked about. It causes such anxiety. So this deep-seated chronic anxiety, like, are we breathing air that's poisoned and polluted? Are we walking on sand that can really cause a terrible infection and harm us and harm our children?
It's even more challenging.
City of Imperial Beach Councilmember Mitch McKay expressed that not only did the Tijuana River pollution crisis have a substantial impact on people's daily lives due to the 900-plus days of consecutive beach closure, but that it also had a very strong economic impact as businesses are now moving out and closing.
I think we reissued the declaration of emergency on this to add that voice to it. And we will continue to talk again to the legislators to kind of keep reminding them we need to take care of this and we need to take care of it now. So I think it'll be more kind of advocacy using the platform as an elected official.
There's political meetings that happen where you have the political leaders or the government appointed positions talking about these issues. In addition to that, there's diplomatic meetings that are being hosted by the State Department. Now, that's kind of what they're doing because this has to do with binational stuff. So that involves all the elected folks. So there is a rather extensive engagement process to try to make these things move forward through a democratic process, and it's long and it's slow.
Oh, very good question. I think that there probably hasn't been the political will on either side, at least on the larger scale. It's been, the federal scale. I've been disappointed that this seems to be stuck at a regional concern, a regional issue, when I think it's more of a federal issue because you get the two countries involved. And
the state of California is not engaged in this issue at all. That's why we've been beating up locally, all the mayors beating up locally on Governor Newsom.
But the conversation about diverting the Tijuana River for treatment hasn't even begun. That's why we've asked the governor to declare a state of emergency related to the river and the need to expedite that project so that we can then significantly see a reduction in impacts to our, not just coastal waters, but our air as well. And I believe that if our president sees that our governor is not just asking for help, but championing this issue for us, there will be a much bigger difference in the response that we've seen so far.
I'm tired. I'm tired of the empty promises.
On March 14th, Mayor Paloma Aguirre of the City of Imperial Beach received a rejection letter from the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Acting Regional Administrator Sherry Peterson rejected her request to designate the Tijuana River as a Superfund site. New EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin has backed this decision, with the letter claiming that there was no new information to support the designation of EPA resources to clean up the major sewage spills in the Tijuana River Valley.
Nexo has already funded a vast majority of their commitments. We have not done anything on ours. That is directly related to the dysfunction that's happening at Congress and us not being able to abide by our own treaties, which we signed to, which traditionally we have always abided by. This is uncharted territory of the United States not following through what it says it's going to do with another country.
America's failure to fulfill its agreements has led many to urge California Governor Gavin Newsom to declare a state of emergency in order to secure more funding and support for the sewage crisis.
The conversation about diverting the Tijuana River for treatment hasn't even begun. That's why we've asked the governor to declare a state of emergency related to the river so that we can then significantly see a reduction in impacts to our, not just coastal waters, but our air as well. And if our president sees that our governor is championing this issue for us, there will be a much bigger difference in the response that we've seen so far.
The state of California is not engaged in this issue at all. That's why we've been beating up locally, all the mayors beating up locally on Governor Newsom.
IB Empowered is one of many advocacy groups flooding Governor Newsom's inbox and posting videos on social media that feature residents voicing their concerns about the Tijuana River crisis.
We are here to really just empower locals. We are just a group of locals that want to stand on our own 2 feet and yell and help other people yell too. And I have a lot of hope that all of the ingredients to make this change is falling into place perfectly right now. And we're just a part of the fire that's going to make this change.
As for us, we are Non-Toxic San Diego, a club run by high school students from different backgrounds. We joined this club to accomplish one common goal: raising awareness of environmental issues. At the July 10th IBWC Citizens Forum, our club president gave a speech about declaring a state of emergency, continuous collaboration and communication with Mexico, and the necessity of removing existing sediments.
IBWC needs capital to fix and maintain pumps, buy new and also spare pumps and pipes, conduct PCR testing and water quality monitoring, build other wastewater treatment facilities, and much more. But with limited budget, it can only do so much. As this issue is also binational, the IBWC must persist in meeting with its counterparts in Mexico, since Mexico not only has to fix and maintain its infrastructure, but also clean up the sediments in their parts of the river. These meetings are necessary to gain status updates, pressure Mexico to act quicker if needed, create agreements, cooperate on solutions, and understand Mexico's needs.
Our vice president spoke at Unite to Heal Our Coast, an advocacy event on October 13th, 2024, about the need for a federal declaration of emergency and uniting with other advocacy groups.
A federal state of emergency is essential to ensuring that projects like the comprehensive infrastructure plan can go through smoothly. So, what can we do? In addition to signing petitions and emailing officials, we can also encourage each other to host a conversation in our own communities, attend council meetings, and share information online. Together, we can amplify our voices to make a real change. Because while we anticipate the passing of a federal state of emergency, local families are still struggling. This is where organizations like Surfrider and Non-Toxic San Diego come in and bring awareness to this issue. Together, we can create a San Diego where every community, from Imperial Beach to San Ysidro, is safe, healthy, and thriving. I look forward to working with all of you and seeing this vision become a reality. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you guys and foundations like where I've been learning all this information, and I guess as a community member of the San Ysidro area, it's my responsibility to go out and inform my neighbors, inform my friends, inform my colleagues, inform everyone else in the community. Because again, a lot of people don't know what's going on, you know? This hasn't had so much media attention as it should.
Surfrider is another national nonprofit organization that aims to protect our oceans by organizing beach and ocean cleanups. They also host public forums and campaigns to educate the public about ocean pollution.
I think one of the important things to note is that we campaign at all levels of government. So we also have federal level campaigns. We're trying to just get funding from other federal agencies in general to support this.
Imperial Beach residents still hold on to the hope that the Tijuana River estuary will be restored to its former glory, free of standing ponds of sewage.
We know what it was, people like that my age, when the sloughs was full of fish, kayaking, snorkeling, just beautiful. That's the dream.
What hurts us all. That through collective action, we can protect our common goods. The ocean and the beach is a common good. It's something that belongs to every one of us.